Hello everyone! We're going to learn how to make some watercolor paints today, and here's what you'll need first. You're going to need a bunch of glass jars with lids. You want to make sure they're clean, and you can soak them in some nice hot soapy water for about half an hour, and those labels will just peel right off. They really come off easily, and then you have your receptacles for your paint. Then you're going to need some kind of grater and a bowl or a container. You're going to need a nice sharp knife and a cutting board and an adult to help you cut. You're going to need some liquid measuring cups and one cup dry measure. And a couple of small pots, because we're going to be doing a little cooking. You will also need a strainer or a colander. And if you have it, a hot water kettle and a spoon. You can pause the video right here and go and gather all the stuff that you need. Well, making your own paint is nothing new. Human beings have been making their own paint out of whatever is around for thousands and thousands of years. Section 1, we're going to make some paint out of vegetables. Here's what you're going to need. Some fresh beets, and also a red cabbage, which is actually purple, as you can see. First thing is cut off the leafy greens on top of the beets. And you can save those and cook them or add them to a salad. They're really yummy. Then rinse off that beet. You can start with one. Get all the dirt and soil off of there. Then you're going to go to your grater and grate up that beet. Watch your fingers. When you think you have about a cup of beets, then you can take those and pack them hard into the 1 cup measure. If you need more, you can always do more. You're also going to measure out 2 cups of water. Then you're going to combine the water and the beets into one of those small pots. Then go get your purple cabbage or your red cabbage. It's kind of big, so we're going to cut it up into quarters. And just like we did, you're going to grate those pieces of red cabbage until you have about a cup's worth. And you're gonna, in your other pot, you're gonna add 2 cups of water and the grated red cabbage. Bring both pots to a boil, and then you're gonna boil for 10 minutes. Then after 10 minutes, you can reduce the heat and you're gonna simmer on low for half an hour. While it's simmering, let's make another kind of paint. Go get some dried up non-permanent markers. Everyone's got some of those lying around the house. You're going to need a half cup of water for each dry marker. And you're going to put each dry marker in a jar with half a cup of water and just let it do its thing. You can leave it alone. Let's go check on our vegetables, see how they're doing. It has been 30 minutes. I'm turning off the burners and I'm gonna pour the hot liquid into the measuring cup. Wow, we cooked off an entire cup of liquid. We're gonna let it cool a little bit and then pour it through the strainer into one of our nice clean jars. That extra part, the beets that are on top, those go in the compost. We're gonna do the same thing with our pot of the red cabbage, which actually made purple water. Look at that, made purple paint. So we're gonna strain that and we have a beautiful nice jar now of purple. Awesome. We're gonna cool them a little bit, put lids on the jars and let them cool overnight. Hey, do you have any food coloring? Well, if you do, go and get it. Something like this will do just fine. Go ahead and measure out a half cup of water into a jar and add 20 to 30 drops of food coloring. You can even mix colors together and you get something really intense and really nice. If you have any instant coffee or tea, go ahead and get that. And you will need to boil some water in that kettle that you had. And we're gonna pour out about a cup of very hot water into a clean glass jar. I like to add a lot of coffee if I want a nice brown color, so maybe 5 or 6 spoons worth, and I'm stirring it up there with a chopstick. And you can also use tea bags. I use about 3 to 1 cup of water. Wow, look at all of those beautiful jars of paint. We're just gonna leave them overnight. and see what happens. But also it's nice to label them so that in the morning you remember what you did, and they might have changed color. You never know. Well, good morning. Are you ready to paint? Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some paper, paintbrushes, water container, a Sharpie, and a pencil. We're gonna make a test sheet with spaces for each color. I wrote what they were with a permanent magic marker so that if they get wet, the writing won't run. And there we go, all of our colors. And I would just like to say thank you. You can paint a lot and a lot of layers. The more layers, the more intense. And you know what? My bird always has to get in the videos at the end. Henny Penny always has to get the last word. Well, happy painting, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.